Hello, once again, dear viewers, and welcome back to another Moonflower Tarot reading. And today I'm going to be channeling messages from the Archangel Sandalphon for your highest good, messages to help you put yourself in alignment with the best version of yourself you can be. Archangel Sandalphon is coming through for you today because they want to work with you in the collective in general. And if this resonates with you, and if you've come across this and this is your reading, and this feels like it's going to be more of a general message, so I'm going to be mostly clear channeling. But one thing that did come through when it comes to this angel, she is, and I use she, her pronouns with Sandalphon, that's just how we work together. She is basically, I guess you would call her high-ranking messenger angel. And she sits very close to the highest realms of source and helps us communicate and channel messages. She wants to come in to help any of you out there who have been struggling with their clear channeling gifts, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairvoyance, to help you manage the symptoms of a spiritual breakthrough or spiritual upgrade. She wants to help you be able to sustain that level of communication. And basically, she just wants to help you work through this and ask kindly to be welcomed into your life, to work through you with your permission, of course. And immediately I sensed a shift. Before I started this reading, I felt like I was very fluid in taking in information, but I do see why Sandalphon came through and said some of these people are struggling and I want to help them. So I'm almost like embodying that energy of like, I can't connect to the divine right now. Like, why can't I see or hear her? Why can't I channel her? And it's like, oh, it's not me. It feels like this might be where you are at right now. There's like the sticky energy around you. I feel tongue tied. I feel like I can't get it out. So if that's where you're at right now, this is definitely for you. And it's okay. It happens. Trust me. I go through spiritual upgrades a lot now. I actually frequently have these experiences where I am almost not able to channel, not even for myself, let alone other people. And it's just about the parts of our soul and our brain and our mind that are almost reconnecting to itself after being almost reprogrammed for so long. And there's this state of mental rest and flow that our soul, our psyche, almost our nervous system forces us into. So before or even after you have certain spiritual breakthroughs, you might experience these things like symptoms of that, essentially like a lapse in memory, this fog, this sense of almost casting judgment, and that's coming from an ego wound. I'm sensing. If you're feeling like you're experiencing a blockage or you're having trouble flowing, channeling messages, being clear within yourself, or even just meditating and calming down, if you're finding it hard, Sandalphon is here for you, and she wants you to know that you're going to get through this just fine. It feels like she wants to come through as this messenger of divine intervention, and by calling upon the angels and giving them permission to help you and intervene or just give you guidance, coming from the place that knows source most, that can get us direct knowledge in methods and ways of proceeding from this place of almost feeling like stagnant. They're going to help you clear, find an answer, because I'm almost struggling to talk. And I know when that happens, it means there's a lot of muddy energy and almost like sticky energy around you, because I was warned about that. I'm gonna be honest. I was like tuning in with Sandalphon and everything was coming in clearly, and it's almost as if I forgot everything that came through. So it's going to be okay. I'm seeing some of you might actually need protection for your crown, like a head wrap. So I'm going to get this out because there's a lot of you here that need it. And bear with me, it's going to be okay. And I'm working through this energy with you. And I'm seeing a lemon clearing this out, detoxifying, giving yourself space and energy. A song just came to mind. I will link all songs I receive in the description below. There's a song by Haley Williams called Cinnamon. And Haley Williams is from the band Paramore. I had to slow down for a second because I found myself not able to speak. And that might happen a lot here. And you know what? There's no shame in that. It's okay. If you ever find yourself like that, or if you're having trouble thinking, it's okay. Take a step back, breathe, ground yourself. You're a beautiful, beautiful being of light. You deserve patience. Breathe. It's going to be okay. You are loved. Sandalphon loves you. The universe, spirit, God loves you. And I'm so happy that you're here. So thank you. That song, the song Cinnamon, is about embracing the inner divine feminine, but freedom of expression and being safe within yourself and in your home. And the line that came up was eating breakfast in the nude, lemon water, living room. Basically, being yourself within yourself, feeling safe enough to be yourself while alone, and not suppressing the sides of yourself that almost limit you from being free to dance alone in your own house or sing or be vulnerable, even to the angels. It's about being comfortable enough to feel safe when you're alone. That's going to be the gateway to opening this unlimited potential with growing your clairsentient, clairvoyant, clairaudient abilities. But if there is this blocking point, there's going to feel like I feel like I can't talk. I feel like I'm stuttering. I feel like I'm slurring my words. And I think that is almost for me like kind of a metaphor for what you are thinking internally. This is how you might be feeling spiritually. Like you're trying to get the answer, but the words can't come out. You're trying to figure out what it means, but you're blocked. And that's okay. You're meant to know things when you know things. You're meant to find them when you find them. But maybe, perhaps, embracing and embodying your divine feminine energy is the way for you to unlock these gifts, to let it flow freely. Because then, in your divine feminine energy, you are basically attracting it to you. You're asking the universe to pour it into your cup. Your hands are open. You're not in the energetic phase of acting. And I'm hearing you might be actually avoidant. You're avoiding this embodiment of feminine energy. Whether you identify as male or female is irrelevant. There are a lot of women I knew, even in my own life, who were incredibly attached to their toxic masculine aspect, to the point where they were almost these powerhouses of forcing people out of their own abundance, taking it, and not able to accept help and shaming others for even needing it or wanting it. That is possible. That there are people in this world, no matter what their gender is, that just embody that dark aspect, and not the dark aspect in like the dark feminine where it's a necessary balance to the light feminine. It is absolutely the toxic feminine, the toxic masculinity. And one of the things that our more dominant masculine side can do is feel shame for accepting help. And that's really not right, especially if you've been there helping others. To receive these messages from the divine, you must first Sit with yourself in your divine feminine. That is how you receive these messages, and it does take time. I'm going to let you know I am divine masculine dominant, although I do have some toxic masculine attributes I had to work through. I've managed to balance it out, but it was the biggest struggle in my life to enter into a divine feminine aspect of me, to be able to sit and just receive and trust that my needs would be taken care of. And I'm just going to say, as someone who came from a background with a lot of people who were extremely, very badly masculine, misaligned. And when I say that, there was an imbalance towards I need to be this like CEO macho male powerhouse that never really wants to do anything but either take or demand or use power and control, and is forcing themselves to be able to get what they want or what they feel entitled to deserving. And that can manifest in any and all of us. And to almost balance that out, we choose the part of our egos in a sense that either mirrors that or masks the part of ourselves that needs to be receiving love and care. And if you're struggling with this, like, I'm really sorry. I just feel like I absolutely cannot channel this energy. So I'm just going to try to see if Sandalphon can kind of talk straight through me right now, so we don't have to really worry too much. It's hard to embody this energy. You do feel like you're stuck. We're going to try to break through that. Let's see what we can do. So the other song that came up was Billie Eilish, You Should See Me in a Crown. So embracing darker aspects of you doesn't mean necessarily you're embracing the toxic aspect of that, because there are shadow aspects that are non-destructive. They are almost like layers of protection, but it's a divine aspect of our personal selves and humanity. And it's our responsibility to keep that part of ourselves in check and not be over dominant. Otherwise, we imbalance ourselves to a negative aspect, and you just need to accept both parts of yourself as a whole. And you're also, it feels like, okay, I'm just going to come out with this. You're in this energy of the devil and the Nine of Swords, and I feel that strongly. I I don't usually like to look at the cards before I pull them. So a lot of cards popped out. I sat with it and I'm like, I just want to clear channel. And I felt fine. But the moment I stepped into this, it's like, oh, I get what you were warning me about. You needed me. Like Sandalphon was like, no, you need to read these because it's going to be what this reading is about. And I almost was like, well, I don't want to channel until I get there. But no, this is what this reading is about. Like sometimes I know she said these were just for me to keep in mind. But yeah, no, we have the Nine of Swords and the Devil card. That's exactly what I'm picking up on. There is this mindset that's keeping you stuck. And it really is just about not being able to embody your feminine energy. I can feel that very deeply. So you need to step into High Priestess and Empress mode, and Sandalphon's going to help you do that. And it's okay if you're struggling a little. You're going to see a lot of signs and synchronicities around you too. She wants to work with you. She usually talks through music, and she talks to me through music a lot. The signs and symbols she has specifically for you: a rose, also a primrose. She said the phrase walking down the primrose path. She's also saying refer to her as the feminine aspect of her, so she, her pronouns. And especially if you need to embody the divine feminine aspect of your own higher self, she's going to connect you to that, straight from heaven and source, it seems. Also, a white flower arch. I got an image of this white flower arch and this gateway into a garden, like very beautiful white flowers, and a flower crown too. And that is like the divine feminine is the flower crown. Flower crown of daisies are mixed colorful flowers. Her colors are green, white, and purple and lilac. Sandalphon She might actually, if you are, she might contact you through your clairaudient or clairvoyant gifts. She might come to you in a dream or approach you to ask for permission to enter in. And just use caution when you're with her because it might take some time to get used to that energy. It took me kind of a few months. It took me, okay, she wants me to be honest about my growth. It took me 2 years to get to the point where I could channel her. If you're at the stage and you have done a lot of energetic work and you've elevated yourself to a certain frequency, she is a high frequency angel. I could channel Gabriel just fine until a few years ago, and then Sandalphon stepped in. But I had to be an energetic frequency to get close to her, to have her flow through me, because she sits so dimensionally higher and close to source. If you understand what I mean, angel light bracelets might actually help you too. Getting an evil eye bracelet might help. She's she's tempting you with her awareness. She wants you to know what she knows, see what she sees, so you can embody that energy and frequency like her. And a bit of my own story with working with her. She did approach me in a dream and said very clearly, I want to work with you. So she did reach out to me initially, and then I got to know her a little. And as she approached me in her feminine aspect, she was helping me step into the Divine Mother, which was a part of myself I wasn't able to be. Even though I was parentalized, there was still that needing for an internalized, nurturing presence. I was very much down on myself, perfectionist, to the point where I just could not embody that. And I won't say a lot of the things that I did or said before I even met her, but I was in a completely different state of mind, and she helped me get through a lot and do a lot of that work and grieve. And my clairaudient gift, like, really did improve, like, so dramatically. It felt as if overnight, but it took about 5 months to get here. But it took me 3 or 4 years to get to the point where I could channel her energy. So there's nothing wrong with you. You're just elevating your frequency, and she wants to help you get to that point. She's the voice beckoning you in the night to be able to receive that level of love and light, and to be able to embody that. So congratulations, first of all, because you reached the point in your journey where you're working with the high ranking angel. So I just want to she's giving you an applause in my mind's eye. She's very happy for you. You've done the hard work. You're not a novice. You're not even in intermediate classes. You are mastering this. And once you communicate with these types of angels, it's like there's no going back. Like, you can't fall back down from heaven unless you willingly try to. So the mindset she's freeing you from is this need to be over controlling and powering over your mind and needing to do everything on your own. The resisting of surrendering to the universe because things out of your control seem scary to you, when the truth is the divine always has your back. And if you reach this point of understanding, then we're here for you. She says, all the angels are here for you. I'm here for you. I mean, I'm giving you this message so you're not alone. I've been there. It's trial and error. It's, you can call her on demand, is what she's saying. Your voice on demand summons her. So I'm also seeing the color peach and the peach fruit. That might be significant for you. Also, peaches symbolize abundance and protection from evil. There are a lot of different fruits and fruit trees that protect from evil, actually. Perhaps research the best one that might be planted in your garden or your yard. And even lemon trees, I believe, a symbol of clarity, clarification. Planting a lemon tree in your home might be good. Just watch out for bugs. Just make sure, don't use insecticides, but just beware when you're growing plants indoors. She's helping you move on into the next part of your cycle, definitely, or next phase of your life. How do I say this? Moving on from old old paradigms. She says, okay, she says a lot of phrases that don't make sense to me, and I'm gonna say things and it's gonna sound weird, but bear with me, it might mean something to some of you. I heard status technician or status recognition. And she's asking me what it means. You're having trouble interpreting. Okay, you know what that says to me? Something really weird was spoken to me, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You're having trouble also interpreting messages or interpreting messages. Like, what does it mean? And it's like, well, first of all, when we're trying to predict the future, so to speak, you're not going to know what it means until the future happens. It's like, oh, that's what it meant. Okay, I have been learning this since the beginning of my journey, and I want to give you this. There is a scene from the movie, what is it, Kung Pao Enter the Fist, which is like a comedy parody movie. But there's a scene with the main character, and it's parodying The Lion King, and basically he was the Mufasa character was in the clouds and saying to the main character this weird prophecy. He's like, yeah, I'm being vague on purpose, but when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, that's what he meant, stars above. So every single time I get some sort of weird message or premonition, I don't sit around trying to figure it out. It's not a puzzle. It's literally like, oh, heads up, this is going to happen. Oh, heads up, you're probably going to see this. And then whenever it happens, instead of having to calculate, well, when is it going to happen, or how is it going to be, and why is it going to be, I'm just allowing it to let it happen. And I catch myself being like, oh, that's what you meant, stars above. So yeah, every time you're sitting down and like, I just want to know what it means. And it's like, maybe you're not meant to know it now. Maybe you're not meant to know what it means until it happens. Because that's the thing about predicting the future, channeling messages. It's not going to make sense now. Don't try to figure it out. And well, who said that? One of your guides, one of your guides or ancestors, if you're working with ancestors right now, one of them just said to me, you're not cooperating with me. So one of them is saying to you specifically, a few of you, you're not cooperating with me. Some of you actually might have ancestors or relatives from Hawaii, or know people from Hawaii, or are Hawaiian. That came through Mona Lea. Getting back to your roots, Sandalphon wants you to tap into a side of you that you didn't know existed, and learning about your ancestry and history. And if this is for one of you whose spirit guides is coming through and you're not listening to them, channel them, because it feels like if this is just one of you, if your ancestors or you come from Hawaii in some way, shape, or form, definitely tap into what your family did or what your ancestors did, or even just putting your I just heard the phrase, put your bare feet on the shores of Mauna Lea. And that might be significant for you. Walk in the ashes of your ancestors. Walk in their footsteps along the shore and the streets. Some of you might have family or relatives from Salem, Mass, or new people or relatives way back when who were involved in the Salem witch trials, either as victim or perpetrator. Some of you might be connected to, what was his name? Corey Giles. There's something to do with like witchcraft, or any sort of family member who might have been a long time ago either accused or a victim of a trial. There's this need to almost cleanse the part of your family line that is afraid of who you are and what you have to offer this world. Because ever since the beginning of time, we've had these sort of what we would now call magical abilities. Even in, let's say, the Old Testament, there were prophets, like literally, Sandalphon is supposedly, according to the Old Testament, essentially the ascended version of the prophet Elijah and his chariot of fire going into the heavens and becoming the ascended angel Sandalphon. Now, I don't necessarily believe that, and she explicitly told me that there is always a time and place where ascended masters and angels will incarnate here. That's why a lot of light workers might identify with the phrase earth angel. And that might be a little bit taboo now, but the thing is that she was explaining to me, no, it's the other way around. Elijah didn't ascend into an angel, even though that's a lot of what those of us who come here end up doing. But Sandalphon came here as an angel to be the human being Elijah. It was like the other way around. That's why earth angels exist in the first place, to help people ascend. And if you identify as an earth angel or just a light worker, spirit worker in general who wants to ascend, she's helping you ascend. Because that's why she came here a long time ago. That's why a lot of ascended masters incarnate here. They're teaching us, they're leading the way. So embrace your inner earth angel, because your ancestors are calling to you. They had the capacity to ascend and align, but something along the way stopped them. Like, embrace your inner crone, no matter how old you are. Embrace that part of you, the goddess you are, because the divine feminine needs healing here. And balancing your divine masculine, knowing yourself, being true to yourself, and just being kind to yourself. Don't let your masculine side beat up your feminine side, because you're so afraid of what others will do to you if you embrace that part of you. And a lot of it is just being scared of that freedom, but also being scared of what others might do to you if you embrace that, because of very, very valid reasons. I'm just going to say it's valid, because your ancestors lived in fear and may have been victims of that. The consequences of the actions of others who hurt them are now being balanced and almost recalibrated within you, I'm hearing. So you can receive a lot of the messages from on high to channel through you, so you can be a light, like Elijah, like the prophets of the Old Testament, like Enoch and even Daniel, because he was the advisor to the king. He spoke with Archangel Gabriel. Like, how are we supposed to help this world unless we receive messages from the divine, because we are that bridge? And you might actually have a soul that sits close to Sandalphon or is an angel, whether it's from this realm or another realm outside space and time, or just another world. Because you know that, did you know that starseeds can be earth angels too? Like, there are so many possibilities. It's like, if you were born on another planet and ascended there and became an angel, like Sandalphon was alluded to be, like, who's to say you didn't come from, like, I don't know, Andromeda, and you were an angel from literally another planet? When you think about it in the scope of the universe outside space and time, it's like, that's not actually that far fetched. It's like, you don't have to go that far when you're close to source. It's just like stepping through a doorway. But you have to almost embody and embrace that side of you without fear, and know you can't do it alone. You do need angelic assistance, and I'm here to help you with that. Whether you identify as an earth angel or not, you're definitely here to ascend. And while it's partially your responsibility to do that, you can't always do it alone. And you might not be in control of everything, but I do suspect that the reason your ancestors are calling to you, because this is a generational wound. And let's just that be known to you, that it's not your fault and you can't heal it. And to understand why these wounds exist is going to make it easier for these spirits to channel through you, whether it's your ancestors, whether it's Sandalphon. Just embracing your divine self, your most high and holy self, because that potential exists in all of us. But some of us are like the aunts and uncles who are called in to babysit humanity as they are growing up. so that basically human souls can evolve into the grandfathers of the universe, because that's what being a family is all about. Like, the next generation leads. You are the next generation. And through being this person who grows and evolves and moves on, and the lessons you learn by admitting to your faults and taking responsibility, you are teaching the next generation how to grow and evolve and ascend. So the angels need your help to ascend here on this planet, and you are not alone. You are always welcome here to my channel. And I will never pretend to give you good news, bad news, and I will not fake any message that comes through. And I will be very honest about how I feel and loving in the guidance I give you. So just know that you are very much loved and appreciated no matter where you go. And I will be here for you, and definitely channeling a lot more of these messages for any of you who need help from the stars above, interpreting these messages, aligning with the divine. But truth be told, if a message doesn't make sense or doesn't come to you, write it down. Keep it in mind. Keep a notebook. Because I had to do that. I get a lot of messages and synchronicities, and I won't always know what they are or mean unless I directly ask my angels. And I think that's something that might be good for you. Write down everything you know or everything you see, and then ask God, ask Sandalphon, ask your ancestors, what does it mean? And they might tell you a lot more than you think you ever know. And don't resist receiving their help and love, because you deserve it. And that's why I'm here for you too, to help give you that guidance. So I'm going to release a lot of love, send words of courage to the universe to get to you. Please take care of yourself. Sandalphon, continue to watch over this group as they are learning to align and ascend in their highest light. And know that they will be here for you when they are ready to receive your love, Sandalphon. Thank you so much once again, dear viewers, for tuning in. I wish you a very wonderful day.